No, 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 no. This can't be.
What's going on, man?
No, no, no. Kingsley, I don't mean to alarm you, but I've been doing a lot of research on the internet, and I think the number might be going down.
Buddy, don't even worry about it. Leave that kind of thing to a glasses guy. The number goes up. Everything's good all the time.
But that's just the thing, Kingsley. The number is supposed to be going up, but according to people on the internet, the number is going down. I think we're sliding into a recession.
I feel like you're using a little bit of a strong language around here. Do you have any proof to back that up?
I have been up all night, and I'm finding a lot of weird correlations with things going on in the economy and culture in general.
Those being?
What we're going to talk about today on Number Goes Up.
Hey, welcome to Number Goes Up, the only business podcast run by two men who kind of know what they're talking about. I'm your host, Kingsley Nlewedim, joined as always by my co-host,
W. Tanner Kirk.
Tanner.
Yes.
You were saying a lot of alarming stuff earlier about some kind of number going down, even though that's against the entire ethos of what we're here to talk about. Care to explain yourself?
Yeah, well, I have been doing a lot of doom scrolling on the internet, and I keep stumbling across more and more evidence that the United States, at least, could very well be slipping into a recession this year, Kingsley, which means the number is going down.
I can't believe that kind of
I know.
thing. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It's hard to
You have to
process.
show your work on this one.
It's hard to process. I didn't want to believe it either, but according to Investopedia, the common rule of thumb to determine whether or not number goes down, aka we're in a recession, is that if there are 2 consecutive quarters of shrinkage in gross domestic product. However, it's much more complex than that. I didn't want to believe it, so I dove a bit deeper into the cosmos of the internet, and I stumbled upon a website called the Bureau of Economic Analysis.
Okay.
The Bureau of Economic Analysis says that the real gross domestic product, also known as GDP, of the United States decreased at an annual rate of 0.5% in the first quarter of 2025, parentheses, January, February, March, close parentheses. According to the third estimate released by the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, they ran the number 3 times in a row, Kingsley, and they find that the number goes down by 0.5%.
Okay. I mean, that, okay, but you said 2.
2.
2 quarters.
As of recording this episode, we are in the tail end of Q2.
Right. So it's not a problem.
Right. So I think to myself, this can't be. How can I sleep at night and assure myself and my trusted colleague Kingsley that at the end of the day, the number will continue to go up? Luckily, I found at least 10 potential indicators that may or may not be proof that a recession is coming.
Okay, so you went looking for bad news, is what you're saying.
Or good news.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
So I decided to turn it into a fun little game. So today, Kingsley, we're gonna play, Is It a Recession Indicator?
Okay. That sounds fun. I'm assuming that by making it into a game, this is good news, because otherwise it would be in perhaps poor taste to, talk about the downturn of the economy.
Okay, buddy. So let me explain the terms and conditions of the game.
Okay.
All right. I've done some deep research here, and I've compiled 10 topics, or essentially 10 phrases, that could or could not be a potential indicator that the U.S. economy is slipping into a recession. So I'm going to throw out a topic, and you're going to let me know whether or not you think it's a potential recession indicator.
Okay.
If you get one right, then you're right. If you get one wrong, then you're wrong.
Well, I'd hate to be wrong, so.
Exactly. So
Lay 'em on me.
hold on to your underwear. Topic number 1.
1, I don't think that's a phrase. 2, you're my coworker, we're not supposed to talk about that. And 3, how would underwear be a recession indicator? I would say that the state of underwear, probably pretty good right now. I'm guessing you're bringing it up because underwear sales are going up because people have a lot of disposable income to buy new underwear.
Kingsley. Well, unfortunately, I don't have statistics right now about like hard underwear sales in the United States.
Gotta be a better way to say that.
True, I'll work on it. But Alan Greenspan, the former Federal Reserve chairman, famously cited the decline of men's underwear sales as a reliable economic indicator during the last financial crisis in 2008. So the theory here is that tracking underwear sales could be a reliable way to predict when the US economy slips into a recession, because when money gets tight, one of the first things that people will start budgeting out are certain items that don't affect your outward appearance, right? So if you've got some undies that could probably, they're still holding on, but maybe they got a couple holes in them, that's where you might start cutting costs first, you know what I mean? Because no one's gonna see them.
I see. Well, I guess that makes some sense. Sorry, this is the first podcast recorded in an asynchronous live studio audience situation, so you may be hearing some laughter in the background.
It's really experimental. We're pioneers.
Avant-garde. Just the bubbles in the microphone is crazy work.
Moving on.
Wait. So you don't have any numbers for the underwear?
No, I mean, like a lot of it's just, these are just like, people say that they could be, but a lot of them don't have like solid backing.
Respect.
Yeah.
Carry on.
All right, next one, frozen pizza.
Okay, so frozen pizza. So frozen pizza, is it a recession indicator? Well, it's a consumable good, so I would imagine that it's going up because the price of pizza famously is going up.
True.
And higher prices means bigger numbers, which is better for businesses. So I would say that frozen pizza makers are probably seeing all-time profits, which means we're probably not in a recession at all.
You're half correct. I'll give you a half point there.
Right.
So
Add that to my total.
some people claim that when we see a rise in frozen pizza sales, this could be a reliable predictor of an incoming recession, because people can't afford to go out to the nice traditional pizzeria, but they still want their pizza. So instead, they opt for a frozen pizza instead to cut costs. Here, we do have a little bit of statistical backing for this.
Okay.
So during the 2008 recession, frozen pizza sales saw a significant boost. Some reports indicated as much as a 5% rise in frozen pizza sales across 2008 compared to 2007. More recently, which has really got my skin crawling here, as of 2024, U.S. frozen pizza sales reached nearly $7 billion and are projected to grow by 6.6% over the next few years, according to analyst R.J. Hotvoy from Placer.ai.
Placer.ai.
Yes.
I mean, yes, of course, AI is a reliable resource. Counterpoint, maybe TV's just getting better. I think that this is not an indicator of a recession, but an indicator of the good old American pastime of spending a night in with your family, eating a pizza. And in 2008, the TV was getting good. In 2024, YouTube's getting good. Right now, new shows like Number Goes Up are available to watch while you eat your pizza, and they're not playing it at the restaurant. So maybe you're wrong, actually.
That is true. That is true. We'll hold on to that one. All right, next one. Pets.
Pets.
Specifically abandoning them.
Oh, well, there's no way to spin that one. I would assume that. Oh, wait, I got it. Fewer people are abandoning their pets because the number is going up, right?
Boy, howdy, do I wish that was the case, Kingsley.
Dude, this one's a bummer.
I know, this one is a big bummer. It's hard to be funny about this one, or in general.
Why'd you put it in there?
But during the 2008 recession, animal shelters across the U.S. reported a noticeable increase in surrounded pets, with owners citing financial difficulties such as job loss or their homes being foreclosed on as reasons. While national percentages tend to vary, many shelters saw double-digit increases in 2008. So yeah, if we see an uptick in pets being abandoned, it could be a pretty typical sign that a recession is incoming.
But we haven't seen that, just to be clear, right?
So far, I wasn't able to find any notable statistics that show a noticeable increase here.
Okay. Well, that's at least a neutral sign, and
Yeah.
we love those.
Indeed. Moving on a more nice note, sweet treats for humans,
Sweet treats for humans.
not like dog treats.
Well, you know, that probably means that people are celebrating more, so sales are probably going up. You know, we've got big, you know, your work pizza party needs a sweet treat to go with it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go back on the pizza thing again. The frozen pizza sales are probably up because we're getting good quarters and rewarded for those good quarters by getting a frozen pizza at the office. And I think the cakes and pies and other candies have to go along with that. So I think it's not a recession indicator.
So you are right in that, like, we tend to eat kind of junk food things like pizza or donuts and stuff as a celebration, you know, because falling back on kind of comfort foods, it makes us feel good, right? It makes us feel better, especially during times of economic uncertainty or prosperity. So that kind of logic definitely does fall in line with the rise of frozen pizza sales. Of course, you know, people can't afford to get a fresh baked pie, so they're going for the frozen alternative, but they're still looking for that comfort in the pizza market.
Okay.
Unfortunately, though, I regret to inform you that we are seeing the numbers for sweet treats for humans going down.
I mean, in my house, that is
2005.
not the case. I'll tell you that right now.
I looked into this one a bit more, and unfortunately, so in early 2025, the consumer packaged good companies reported that they were experiencing a decline in snack sales across the board. So for example, J.M. Smucker's reported a 7% drop in sales on sweet-baked snacks in its third quarter financial year. And Campbell's Company, which makes like Goldfish crackers, also lowered its full year forecast due to weak demand in snack sales. And in February of 2025, there was a survey by NIQ that showed that 42% of consumers are buying fewer snacks across the board, but they specifically cite that they're choosing not to buy these things because of higher grocery prices in general.
So not because they were making dietary decisions.
Yeah, exactly. And as much as we would like to celebrate the wins, you know, people are basically buying less food across the board.
Well, no, there's a way we can spin it. Don't worry, it's good. Everything's good all the time still.
Yeah.
People maybe they were just maybe they were stockpiling in case of an emergency, and now they know that there's no emergency, so they don't need to stockpile as much. They're running, you know, a lean kitchen, just-in-time delivery.
Yeah, yeah, that could be it. That definitely could be it. Lady Gaga.
I mean, I can't think of.
Is Lady Gaga a recession indicator?
Her music was popular during the financial crisis, but I can't come up with any other correlation with that. I mean, she just happened to be blowing up at the time. I don't know that I can't really. Is it because she's in Joker 2?
So many people say that Lady Gaga's newest release, Mayhem, is a return to form
Right.
of her pop diva roots. And as you mentioned, Lady Gaga's debut breakout hit, The Fame, released in August of 2008, hitting the charts just 1 month before the fall of Lehman Brothers, which many little monsters also cite as the unofficial beginning of the 2008 financial crisis, also known as the Great Recession.
Okay, this one now it's making me feel better, actually, because now I know that you're getting way conspiratorial about it. Okay, all right. So, yeah, I think that she's got to return to form.
Mm-hmm.
She's coming back to Japan,
Mm-hmm.
which means that everyone's got Japan ticket money. And
That's-
again, Joker 2
Mm-hmm.
was a film that she was in, and it was, probably a huge hit for the studio, and they made a lot of money off of that.
I mean, it was lauded as a masterpiece.
I believe so.
Yeah. So Lady Gaga is being like grouped in with other artists like Kesha and the Black Eyed Peas in this kind of subgenre that's been deemed, I don't know if you've heard of, recession pop.
Right.
So Lady Gaga's Just Dance, Kesha's TikTok, the Black Eyed Peas, I Got a Feeling, were all very popular pop songs that played on the radio throughout the financial crisis in 2008. So many people kind of look back on those songs fondly, and there's this kind of sociological theory, I suppose, that in times of economic uncertainty, the masses tend to fall back on more like simple, wholesome, like easy to listen to pop songs that make you feel good and forget about the impending doom of the number going down.
So when I'm in the soup line and I'm thinking about the Black Eyed Peas, it's both the food and the song I will be receiving.
Exactly.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. And so, I mean, too, there's more here, man, because like along with the auspicious release of Mayhem, which the record's name is unsettling considering the state of things, I have to say. Many also point to the rise in popularity of rising pop music, including Charlie XCX, Blackpink, etc., as potential indicators of the general public defaulting back to simpler, uplifting, and comforting pop music.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is that when people want to be happy, the economy goes bad.
Yeah.
So we should be working more to increase general sadness, and then the number goes up and everything's good all the time.
Yeah. Or Lady Gaga is the herald of the apocalypse.
I mean, she is very powerful.
That is true.
Yeah.
And I have been listening to Mayhem quite a bit. Unclaimed bodies.
Dude, I can't let you do the list anymore. That's okay. And it is my sworn duty to spin this as a positive thing for the economy. People are getting so much done. Productivity is so high that this is so grim. They don't they don't have time to claim their loved ones. What am I supposed to do with that one, man?
During the 2009 peak of the financial crisis, Detroit specifically saw a massive increase in the number of unclaimed cadavers at its morgues.
That's so sad.
Indeed. In 2009, specifically, Albert Samuels, chief investigator in Detroit, said, "Across the board, I'm finding the numbers are on the rise of either families who are not coming forward or they're signing releases saying they can't afford to bury their loved ones, which taxes the county resources because then the county is responsible for burying these people. I have approximately 65 to 70 bodies that are ready to be buried. Of those 65 or 70, I can tell you are at least 35 to 40 where families have signed off on them, but they don't have the funds to bury them."
Well, really good show. All right. I don't have a spin for that one. But the next one, I'm going to knock out of the park. I promise you that.
Lipstick.
Oh, okay. All right. We're back, baby.
Glam, Kingsley,
Yeah.
glam.
Oh, well, I mean, lipstick is a huge sign of disposable income. You're getting glammed out. You're going out on a nice night on the town. You're eating lobster. You're dancing. I feel like increased lipstick sales.
Say that 10 times fast.
I will not. Are a huge indicator of a booming economy.
Unfortunately, Kingsley, according to Leonard Lauder, of famed Estee Lauder,
Oh.
a company you may have heard of, observed a surge in lipstick sales after the 9/11 recession. And so his theory is that consumers trade down from more expensive luxuries to more affordable indulgences, like lipstick.
Okay. Well, yeah, and or maybe they're trading up to experiences. You know, the experience of beauty.
I like the way you're thinking.
It's very hard to continue to do so. What's but I got faith in the next one. I got faith in the next one.
Okay, moving on then. Skirt length.
Okay, I gotta walk a
Yeah,
real tightrope with this one too. Let's see.
A bit old-timey,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Well. I guess skirts would probably get longer in the economy now because you have because the number again is not going down; it's going up, which means you have more money for fabric, which means you get a more robust garment.
If you think about it, though, if skirt lengths are getting longer, would the number be going down? Closer to the ground?
No, I see what you're getting at, but the number of inches in the inseam are going up.
That is true. That is true.
You can't trick me.
Rats. So this recession indicator was proposed by the economist George Taylor in the 1920s. And he said that his observations tended to show a correlation between the shorter, like, flapper style dresses that were popular in the Roaring '20s versus longer styles that became more popular during the Great Depression.
Okay, I'm gonna, before I go off on this, I'm gonna ask compliance a question. Am I allowed to say pervert on here? Because like, why am I listening to some old 1930s pervert talk about, oh, I was studying the length of the skirts, and that's my economics.
Yeah.
Let people wear what they want.
Yeah, so this one, like the underwear index claim, again, these are kind of just like old white men saying that they, like, their knee hurts and they have a feeling.
They're like, no, don't worry. My underwear's got holes in it.
Yeah.
So I could save money to get my wife a longer skirt.
Yeah, or some lipstick.
Yeah, okay. I think he could just go to the store and get new underwear. I think that's on him.
Yeah.
That's a personal issue.
Exactly. I guess the idea, though, is between these things is that the economy becomes more and more uncertain. People start to prioritize things that are like upfront, you know, on face value, and deprioritize things that are like behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So people can kind of maintain appearances and act like everything's okay, but deep down they've got holes in their undies or whatever. Yeah. And I tried pretty hard, but of course, this might blow your mind, but there's really no statistical backing to this claim. But it is often cited in like economic articles, people talking about like how you can predict a recession. And it's called the skirt length index, or the hemline index theory.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. I do like the whole like looking into a magic ball element of the economy. Which is what I'm trying to do by telling you that the number is going up, and you're trying to disprove me.
Listen, dude, it's not me, it's George Taylor.
Okay, well, I'm alive and he's not.
Yeah. Also, the guy from Pawn Stars, because pawn shops, Kingsley. What are we thinking?
Well, okay. I'm assuming based on how the game has gone so far, if I'm to get meta about it, you're going to tell me that more people are visiting pawn shops than they were before. And to counter that, I'm going to say it's because they have so many untold riches that they're trying to dispose of. And as a result, they're like, hey, I'm trying to pass this, I've got all these gold doubloons, these heirloom necklaces, that kind of stuff.
Trickle down economics.
Yeah, pass it down to the community. How about that for a recession?
I like that spin. Yeah, I feel like this one's pretty obvious, unfortunately. But during the 2008 recession, pawn shops across the U.S. reported a significant surge in business, with some seeing as much as a 20 to 30% increase in customers seeking loans against their valuables as traditional credit dried up.
So you're saying that small businesses succeeded during the recession anyway?
In a way, frozen pizza, pawn shops. But yeah, I think unfortunately the theory behind this is obviously people are either A, they get laid off and they need fast cash, so they start pawning things off, or, you know, as loaning institutions crumble as well, they're losing out on ways to seek traditional lines of credit, and so they have to resort to like pawning their Fender Stratocaster or whatever. There's also a theory that pawn shops see like a big rise in people like not coming back to pick it up, you know what I mean?
Right.
So they're not selling it outright. They are opting to pawn it, but then they just never show back up to pick it up.
Yeah. That is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
that's depressing.
I promise the next one, I'll get it right.
Yeah. So this is the final one here.
All right. Scores at 0.5 me. All right.
The rise of buy now, pay later platforms for essentials like food, delivery, and groceries.
Okay, I got this. We can make it work. People are lending out. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
These companies are so confident in the state of the economy that they're willing to lend out money to people who are using these platforms to buy essentials, which is an indicator that they would likely never pay back the loans. And therefore, these companies have so much extra cash that they're actually doing charity, and there will be no negative repercussions from this cycle of amassing huge amounts of debt with no one to pay the debt back. Right?
Right. You got it. You nailed it, actually. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So yeah, this one hits pretty close to home. It's like very recent. And I guess for everybody listening, if you're unaware of what like buy now, pay later, rather than using a credit card, there are these services that you can use on apps like Uber Eats or like even through the grocery store, where essentially, I mean, it's a line of credit through a private company, so you don't have to pay for everything up front all at once. I mean, it's credit, but then of course, if you don't make your payments, then you're charged a fee.
Right.
And according to a June 2025 Lending Tree report, 25% of buy now, pay later users have reported using these loans to buy groceries, which is a significant jump from 14% just a year prior.
14 is already kind of high.
Yeah, 25%. So a quarter of people that are using buy now, pay later. So it's not like you're buying a new laptop, you know, and then using one of these services so you can pay it off in chunks. It's literally you go to the grocery store and maybe you realize at the counter that you don't have enough to pay for it, or like you literally just, you know, have to do it this way so you can get to your next paycheck. Specifically for Gen Z buy now, pay later users, this figure was actually 33%. And making it their fourth most common buy now, pay later purchase. So 33% of Gen Z that are using these options are using it to buy groceries.
Well, I'm not unraveling. I'm not unraveling at all.
Perhaps most concerningly, 58% of total buy now, pay later users stated that they rely on the service to buy items that they otherwise couldn't afford. So while some naysayers may point to that and say they're buying luxuries like clothes they don't need or video games or concert tickets, stuff like that, when we look at these figures together, it's definitely like a worrying indicator that a growing number of people out there are considering groceries as something that they otherwise couldn't afford?
Well, that game was difficult, and as a host of the show, I feel like it's our responsibility to impart upon the listeners a positive message and maybe something that they can do to in the face of this news. And I used a lot of my my spin power earlier in this segment. So what do we do?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously we have fun here.
We have fun here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, guys, when we're filming the podcast, I mean, I tried my best to come up with have some fun here, some goofy laughs.
Unclaimed bodies with your goofy laughs.
Listen, that's crazy. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like things are getting tight, you know. And if you are also kind of feeling the pressure and the looming economic uncertainties, I think it's really important to, like, we use these memes as a way to basically escape, to make light of very serious situations that could have like really serious repercussions for us, right? So I don't know. I think it's funny to be like, oh no, mayhem has a return to form, and the Fame came out in 2008, like it's a recession indicator. I think a lot of people are using this as a way to cope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is scary. The implications of what is happening is scary. And like we said at the beginning of the show, at least in the U.S., we are in a decrease right now in GDP. So I don't know, man. I've been keeping tabs on it. It seems like the experts, it's been for the past year. It's like we are headed into a recession. We aren't headed into a recession. We are headed into a recession. We aren't. However, I think for most of us, like boots on the ground, it's definitely starting to feel a little intense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just in general, I would say, segueing in from our last point here, like, please try your best not to go into any more debt than you're already in. You know what I mean? I know it kind of sucks, and I know we want to do things like go to concerts and like enjoy life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you can't pay for it without a buy now, pay later setup, I feel like that's where you got to draw the line, at least for right now. You know what I mean? Because these types of situations are what sets you up to get into like a lot of trouble later down the line.
Yeah.
Especially if, you know, groceries first.
Groceries first.
Groceries first.
Or rent, then groceries.
Yeah, I mean the essentials.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I also think that we spend a lot of time online, things get scary, we look for ways to cope, we look for ways to escape, and a lot of these things that we see online, you know, they compel you to feel like you want things, you want to purchase things to make you feel better, to kind of help you escape from these uncertainties. But going into debt or further debt for these pieces of escapism, you know, is definitely not the way.
All right, well, that's fair.
That makes number go down.
Yeah, and we don't want that.
You want to see your personal number go up.
Until next time, try to do everything you can to avoid the number going down. And actually, if you could help us make our subscriber number go up and our number of comments go up, that would really, I mean, I don't know, that would make me feel better than whatever this sad game was.
Yeah, you lost, by the way.
I am aware. But until next time, number goes up.
Bye.
See you next time.